Welcome back. As a part of this video, we'll do hands-on of union set operator. I have logged into MySQL. I'm going to use a database named University. Let us create some tables to experience the union. I'm creating a table called student1, which has 3 columns: roll number, name, and city, with data types int, varchar, and varchar. Let's go ahead and hit the button. It's created. Let's insert some data into this. I'm going to insert some 4 records into the table student1. Let us create one more table called student2. I created a table. Let's insert some records into the table student2. Let us look at the data in both of these tables. I will say select star from student1. There you go. We have 3 columns, 4 records. And let's go ahead and look at the data from student2. So we have again 3 columns and 4 records. If you observe properly, the name of the columns in both the tables are same, right? Roll number, name, and city. And if you go ahead and check the data types, I'll describe the table student1. Data types are int, varchar, varchar. Let me go ahead and describe in student2. So the data types of the columns in student1 and columns in student2 are same. Roll number here is int, roll number is int. Name and city are varchar here, and name and city are varchar in the student2 also. Now that we understood that data is there in student1 and student2, column names are same and the data types are same. The reason I'm emphasizing on those two things is, in order to perform the set operations, you got to have the same data types. Let's go and experience the union. In order to experience the union, all we have to do is say select star from student1, union, select star from student2. So we are trying to combine the records of student1 with the student2, excluding the duplicates. If we go and observe the data here, in student1, we have 4 records: 234 Mark Bangalore, Steve Delhi, Harry Mysore. Null is there. And in the student2, we have Harry Mysore, James Bangalore, Jessica Mysore, Dolly null. So the common record between these two tables is 236 Harry Mysore. When we perform the union between student1 and student2, this duplicate record need to be mentioned only one. So it is a horizontal combination, means the horizontal records are brought together. After performing the union, excluding one duplicate, we should have 7 records as a part of the result set. Let's go ahead and hit the enter button here. Yes, if you see, we have 7 records and Harry is mentioned only once. By using union set operator, we are combining the record from one table with the another table, excluding the duplicates. Let us move further and understand how do we select the columns. If you see here, we selected all the columns in both the tables. What if I don't want all the columns? I want only few columns. Can do that. How do I do that? Pretty simple. What are the columns you need? Please mention those column names in both the query statements. Remember one thing: sequence of the column name in the first select statement should be same as that of the sequence of the column names in the second select statements. You got to take care of that. Let's go ahead and hit the button. It's the same thing. So it joined the table student1 and student2, removing the duplicate Harry, except that here we have selected 2 columns. Let us experiment this. While I emphasized column names should be in the same sequence in both the select statements, let us change the sequence and see what happens. I will say name and Look at the result. Is it making sense? No, it doesn't make sense. How can the roll number be Harry? So it will not give you a error, but the results doesn't make sense. That is the reason you should ensure that sequence of the column names in the first select statement is same as that of the sequence of the column names in the second select statement. We can also use the order by as a part of the set operators. Only one important thing is order by need to be mentioned in the end of the query. If you mention the order by earlier, it wouldn't work. So here, if you see the way query is working is, it is bringing together the records of both the tables. Since we are saying order by roll number, all the roll numbers are sorted in a ascending order. This is how we can include the order by as a part of the statements where set operators are there. You can also include the condition along with the set operators in a SQL statement. In this case, what I'm saying is I want to union the records which are satisfying this condition. The condition being city should be Bangalore. Then what happens is only those records where the city is Bangalore, they will be chosen and passed on to this particular query. If you go and check the records in these two tables, which are the records which are having a city as Bangalore? In the student 1, we have Bangalore. In the student 2 table, we have James having a Bangalore. That means say that between these two tables, we have only two records which are having the city as Bangalore. Only those two records will be brought together as a part of the set operator. Let us go ahead and execute this. You can see only these two, but what we will do is we'll just select the city as well as a part of the statement. So I'm adding city here so that it will be bit more explicit. You can see only those records which are having a city as Bangalore are brought together. So always remember, whenever the condition where class is included as a part of the SQL queries, that where class will be executed first, the filtering will happen. Those records will be passed on to the other part of the SQL statement. Here, if you see, we are clearly mentioning select the roll number, name, city from student 1. City is equal to Bangalore. And we're mentioning the same thing as a part of the second select statement as well. And we are pushing the order by to the end of the query. What if you don't mention this part of the select statement? Then what happens? Let us see that. I have not mentioned where city is equal to Bangalore in the first select statement. What happens here? What happens is whatever the results you get will not make sense considering the query you are trying to execute. So what you have to bear in mind is the first select statement. If you are providing any condition, the same condition should be provided in the second select statement as well. In this case, we have to mention where city is equal to Bangalore in the first select statement as well. As we have mentioned as a part of the conceptual class, if you provide the order by in the select statement, what will happen? It will not work. If you see here, we have pushed the order by to earlier select statement. Will it work? No, it will not work. Okay, see, it will give a error. How do we fix it? If you want to fix it, mention the order by only in the end of the query. I'm going to take out that order by in the second row of this query and run this. It works beautifully. So bear in mind, you cannot have the order by within the select statement. It should be in the end of the query. Okay, let us experience couple of more things by adding one more table to our data set. See here, what I'm doing is I'm creating a table named student 3 and I'm going to insert some data into this. Okay, so let us bring up a couple of tables here. Select star from student 1. So this is our first table. Now we created a table called student 3. We'll bring up the data. If you observe clearly, the name of couple of columns are not same in both the tables. So then what happens? Does it work or it doesn't work? The names of the column can be different, but the data types should be same. As long as the data types are same and you are mentioning that in a proper sequence, still set operator union will work. Now let me go ahead I'm just saying select star from student 1, select star from student 3. If you see in student 1, roll number, name, city is there. In student 3, we have student ID, first name and city. So the names are different, but the sequence is same. When I say select star, it will choose the columns in a proper sequence, 1, 2, 3. Same thing with the second select statement also. Will it work? Yes, it does. So union works here. It has mentioned Harry only once, and it has brought together the records from both the table. We chose select star here. How about choosing specific columns? We can do that also. If you see here, we have roll number, which is different from the student ID. We have first name, which is different from the name. Will it work? It does work because the data types are same and also the sequence is also correct. It does work. Awesome. We understood how the set operator union works with wonderful examples. Please do practice. Thank you.